royals, here we are, Harry and Meghan once again in the news. So first of all, let's talk about Harry's book. Now, we've discussed this before, the whole hoo-ha over when it's going to be published. This is a ghost-written book that's set to blow apart the royal family. So we're set to hear about all the men in grey suits. We're set to hear about all the fallout from Megxit. We've got high hopes for this book, and I tell you what, I'm clearing my diary for the end of the year. I am ready. I am ready to read this.
Yeah, but it's going to be stuff that you've already read. It's going to be really watered down. It's not going to be.
Don't ruin it.
I'm sorry, but that's.
I've got high hopes.
He's not going to come out and ruin the royal family, is he? He's not going to come out and say who the person is that was allegedly racist about the
I don't know.
That's going to happen.
They've got to give us something.
They've got
to give us something.
They don't owe you anything, unfortunately.
Meanwhile, however, there's talk that this book's release date could clash with Michelle Obama's. Now, as you know, these two are very pally-pally with the Obamas, or so we're led to believe. And quite interesting that, they would choose well, let's face it, she's a massive name. That book's going to sell out. It's going to fly off the shelves. Yeah. It's going to be on all the most read lists. And, she's releasing it at the same time. So probably a bit of a blunder, really. If you're going to release your book, you don't release it on the same day as your best mate.
Well,
and
let me shock
better
you.
than you.
Let me shock you. Publicity stunt. It's the same publishing house that is releasing both books. And all of a sudden they're coming out saying, oh, we might release them at the same date. No, you're not.
I don't
There's
know.
absolutely no way they're going to release them at the same date. Why?
These are people with privilege. Maybe they'll just stamp the feet and go, nah, I need it on this date. She can budge.
But why? It doesn't make any sense. They would just go, why don't we have 2 New York bestsellers at different times rather than go, let's get our 2 best books and get them to compete with each other so that they both lose a little bit.
Do them at the same time.
Mad. Of course it's not going to happen.
Who would you rather read? I think I know the answer to this one, but...
Michelle Obama's, yeah.
Have you read Barack's yet?
I've read half of it.
It's ridiculously long.
It's a big old
volume
book.
One.
Yeah,
they like to clack on. I tell you what, they're not good at self-editing, put it that way. Apparently the audiobook for Barack Obama's first edition is 40 hours or something ridiculous. You could listen to that all week, basically. So yeah, look, that's the book. Also, let's talk about the other end of the royal, is that the bit that we like the most, Kate and Will.
Speak for yourself.
We love these two. Now, there's been a bit of a hoo-ha, as we know, over did Meghan make Kate cry or not?
I don't even remember this.
This was brought up in the Oprah interview.
Yeah.
So, for the record, a bit background. So, there'd been talk and rumour about Kate being made to cry over the royal wedding between Harry and Meghan. It was over a bridesmaid frock, apparently, and we were led to believe that Meghan had been such a diva that Kate had a bit of a cry.
Yeah.
Basically, Meghan turned around and said, actually, the opposite happened, but, I think Kate's great. Anyway, now a new royal author has come out and said, actually, no, Meghan did make Kate cry, and it wasn't over wearing tights, because apparently that's what the initial argument was about, whether Charlotte was wearing tights to fit with royal protocol. It was about a hemline. Yeah. So we're getting all het up about hemlines and all sorts.
I mean, this is about 4 years old now, isn't it? We're still talking about whether or not one of them made it to the cry over a hemline.
People care about this.
You don't know any of the circumstances leading up to it. It could have been anything else that triggered something, and then something was said, and it just was the last straw.
A lot of emotion.
Yeah, exactly.
So a lot going on and a lot to unpack. However, people do have lives, so we will move on.
If we keep talking about it, I'll be the next one to cry. So.